Despite the worsening conflict between Israel and Iran, President Bongbong Marcos does not see any need for the mandatory evacuation of Filipinos there, well, at least for now. So far, 150 Filipinos in Israel are appealing for repatriation, along with 21 government officials who also got stranded. The big story from Mobile Journal, Arles de los Santos.
These missiles came from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Corps. Israel's missile interceptors may be showing signs of wariness, but they're not backing down. It launched 60 aircraft, which all fired back against Iran. Tehran had since activated its air defense system as a shield against Tel Aviv's missile, and the war rages on. At this point, nearby nations in the Middle East can only watch and wait if the conflict between Israel and Iran will escalate further. For now, life goes on. At this wedding in Lebanon, the exchange of missiles became a backdrop. As for Filipinos also witnessing the still unfolding crisis, they're trying their best to stay out of harm's way. The Philippine Embassy in Tel Aviv says at least 150 Pinoys have already appealed for repatriation, but not Nonami. She can't bear to leave behind Aba, her 71-year-old ward for more than a decade now, who's ill and bedridden.
Nakukonsensya ako, sabi ko nandun ako na nagtatago, ikaw ay naiiwan dito.
And even if she's ready to leave, Nonami still can't, as the airspace in Israel remains closed. It's the same situation for 21 local and national government officials now stranded in Israel. That include representatives from Aasenso party list, 9 mayors, 4 vice mayors, and DILG representatives. They are currently cooped up in a bomb shelter.
Dami pong conferences na nangyayari dito sa Israel. At in fact, meron ho tayong mga government officials who are in town for seminars. So apektado rin po sila yung pag-uwi nila. So everybody will try to be everywhere, no? Hindi lang po tayo. Marami ang mag-aagawan for sure ng mga flights palabas ho ng Israel pag nagbukas na yung airspace.
So far, 224 had died from airstrikes in Iran, 24 in Israel. No Filipinos in the death toll. But our embassy is closely monitoring a Pinay caregiver who was critically wounded by a bombing during the first few days of the deadly exchange. President Bongbong Marcos says Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Kakdak is now headed to Jordan to facilitate the repatriation of Filipinos in the Middle East. But for now, evacuation of our nationals in Israel and Iran is still voluntary.
Ang naging problema natin sa pag-evacuate sa kanila ay dahil sa gera, maraming sarado na airport. Kaya nag-ahanap tayo ng ruta kung saan sila mailabas. We generally leave it to each individual or each family to decide for themselves whether or not they feel safe or whether or not they would like to be evacuated.
The president has also ordered the Department of Energy to keep tabs on the oil supply in the Philippines. On Tuesday, the department has begun inspection of one of the largest oil depots in Manila. Oil companies have been advised to keep track of inventories of crude for 30 days and petroleum for 15 days. This is to temper more price hikes that can be triggered by the Middle East conflict.
Ibig sabihin, kahit walang dumating sa Pilipinas ng supply, walang delivery sa atin, kasi wala naman tayong source dito na local eh. Pag nag-import tayo at wala nang papasok na importation, in 15 days, meron pa rin tayong supply.
Mobile Journal, Arles de los Santos. We are One News.